Mr. Jesse Jarvis to the stage.
McCormack's Irish Pub, how you doing tonight? All right, some of you are doing okay. You're here on a school night, it's great. Or your kids went back to school, that's also great. Hopefully, I don't know, some of you have kids, I don't know. But we're here together, and this is comedy at McCormack's Irish Pub. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We got a lot of really special guests. We got some great comics. Clap your hands if this is your first time here at Comedy at McCormack's. Yeah? Thank you so much for coming out. All right, so for those of you who don't know what this show is, really it's whatever you want it to be. It's nice. I describe it as like those first 2 weeks of American Idol, where it's like you see some really, really bad shit, but then it's okay because then somebody good like Kelly Clarkson's gonna come up and do a thing. It's gonna be great. Yeah, just be polite, have fun, relax, grab some drinks. We also got drink specials. We got $3.50 shooter specials. We also got $9 pitcher specials. Ask Austin, your bartender, for more details. But while we're at it, let's give Austin a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's your bartender. He loves you. He wants to serve you drinks and make you happy. I'm Jesse Jarvis. I want you happy too. It's all right. Like we all want you to be happy. I don't know. I love watching the news, or I love listening to the news too. I love listening to NPR the most. I love getting my news from NPR, but listening to NPR explain sports is one of the most painful things you will ever listen to. They report on sports because they have to, but they do it with the knowledge of like a drunken frat boy explaining quantum physics, you know? Because you watch ESPN or something, you know, everything's full throttle, there's like graphics with lasers and shit, and like everything's full of testosterone. Like every little show they have, they just pump it with so much testosterone. They're just like, all right, hold on your balls, World Croquet Championship coming up next, and it's like, pew. That's so stupid. They have shows on ESPN where people get paid dozens of thousands of dollars just to yell at each other. Like, I don't understand that. They have like, they'll have some scenario where there's like, all right, Russell Wilson or Tom Brady, which NFL quarterback do you bang? Not in a gay way though. Like, and then you get NPR, and that's where it gets me. NPR, they explain sports, but it's like they just discovered the sport actually existed. They're like, so you mean to tell me these two teams are playing for the World Series of the Baseball Championship? That's right, Robert. Let me ask you this. How long have these two teams been playing this year? All season, Rob. All right, now what does the player do after he hits the ball? Does he run away before they find out about the bad thing that he did? No, you just run around the bases until you feel safe. Well, who are you running away from? Is it ISIS? No, you just run away from the other players. Are the players aware of the situation with ISIS? I don't know, most of them have a Twitter account. What's baseball doing about the situation with ISIS? You know what? No one knows, Robert. Complete media blackout. Well, I guess that settles it then. We'll never know what happens this year's World Series. So now for your listening pleasure, we have two Belgian monks playing an ancient harpsichord. Because that's how NPR works. I'm killing it up here. This is what comedy gold looks like. I'm getting paid so much money. All right. Speaking of the news, I know Kim Davis has been in the news. I'm assuming people have heard about that situation. Notorious K.I.M. She got jailed for refusing to give out marriage licenses to gay couples, which, of course people are debating this. Everybody's debating in the news and the media, but here's the thing. Why is anybody shocked by this? It's like, wait a second, you mean a government employee refused to do something? Oh, holy shit, are you kidding me? Oh my God. And they're like, no, we must punish. I'm like, have you ever been to the DMV? Like, all they do is refuse to do things for you. Like, when they refuse to do something, they don't get put in jail. All the boss says is like, hey Donna, you had your break yet? And that's it. Like, that's how you don't get jail time, you don't become a news story, you don't become some martyr for people who don't understand separation of church and state. That's not what happens. What happens in government employee places, it's just like you just get into arguments with Karen from HR. because she ate your last Yule plate that was in the employee fridge, even though you had your name marked on it. That's how government works. This is also stupid. Like I said, there's gonna actually be funny people, for what it's worth. I don't know. I know gay marriage became legal in Virginia in the last year, which I'm really happy about. This should happen a while ago. Yeah, it's all good. It's you know, it's good. But like there's so many like homophobic articles that were written in like the news and magazines and stuff once upon a time. And what I mean once upon a time, I mean like last week. But my favorite article, I gotta admit, some of them were really funny though. Like they were homophobic, but they're really funny. Like my favorite article, it was top 10 signs to tell you that your husband's gay. Right? So they had this whole list of reasons on the article. Oddly enough, fucking other dudes, not on the list. Like, how could you leave that out? It's the most obvious one. Like, but my favorite reason they had listed is one sign to tell you that your husband's gay. He takes frequent business trips to big cities like San Francisco or Asia. It's like, alright, so he's not going to Japan to make a business deal, pay for the kids' orthodontist bill. He's just going there because body glitter's so much cheaper by the barrel there. Like, that's why. They get that wrong, though. You think that happens overseas, you're wrong. That shit starts on the plane. Get a bunch of married businessmen leaving a big city like San Francisco to go to a bigger city like Asia? Oh, who knows what that in-flight movie's going to be. My guess is Top Gun. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'll be your host, Jesse Jarvis. We got a killer show for you tonight. I'm very excited. Let's give it up for your first comic coming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. The very funny Mr. Clay Show.
My name is Clay Show. Have a good night.
Clay Show, we have the same t-shirt stylist. That's something you know about us now. Give it up for him one more time. Alright. Now, your next comic, he was in California for a while, came back to Richmond, really glad he's back. Give it up for Watt Smith.
So, I've been doing comedy for 10 years. I've got no money in my bank account, and I live with my parents. So get ready not to laugh for 5 minutes. I didn't write any jokes. String cheese, that's weird, huh? That'll make you lose some weight eating string cheese. That's the most patient food in the world. You ever strung an entire thing of string cheese? You're like, oh. That peel's too big, I'm gonna re-peel my peel slow. If I'm ever on a stakeout, I'm bringing string cheese. Because that gives you plausible deniability for like half an hour. Man, I gained some weight. I gained like 35 pounds. Mama's cooking, is doing it for me. Now all these fat girls like to hit on me. Yeah, and I know it sounds mean to say fat girl, but you know what? If you were in my position, you'd be saying it too, because there's so many fat girls after these white nuts, my life feels like a game of Hungry Hungry Hippos. How do they name Chinese restaurants? I'm convinced they just have a hat with 2 words in it and they just pick out different words. Happy Dragon. Okay, that's a Chinese restaurant. Barefoot Lotus. Okay, that's a Chinese restaurant. I'm gonna open up a Chinese restaurant called Angry White Kid Stoner. See, I just picked 2 things out of the room. You know the ultimate feeling stupid is when you try to start a new roll of toilet paper. What kind of adhesive do they use to glue the new end of that toilet paper on? You're scratching at it like the Wolverine. You're pulling off different shreds. It's just a mess, man. It's like you're trying to throw a little party and all you could buy was toilet paper. It's tough, man. I wish I was a rapper, you know? You ever listen to Young Jeezy? Man, his life is so cool, man. He gets to be a rapper. I get to be a waiter. His whole life is cool, man. He's like, first I'm gonna rock my flow, and then what? Then I'm gonna stack my dough, and then what? Then I'm gonna smack a hoe, and then what? I'm like, damn, Jeezy, it's only 11 o'clock. You got a pile of money, you spit a freestyle, and you smacked your girlfriend in the face, and I don't even know what I want for breakfast, you know? Am I gonna do the Cheerios or the Honey Nut Crunch or whatever? I don't even know cereal names. If you're a rapper, man. I want to have my own Then What song. I just feel like people wouldn't jam out to it as much, you know? First I'm gonna go to the Wells Fargo. Then what? Then I'm gonna ask the banker why my free student checking's been charging me $7 a month. Then what? Then I'm gonna say it's not fair I'm lending you the capital that you lend out to other people at interest. I mean, if I was a farmer and you were a farmer, I wouldn't pay you so you could borrow my tractor. Then what? Then I'm gonna go home and jerk off. What? No. Then what? Then I'm gonna work on my beets. I'm growing beets this fall. Then what? That's it. That's my life. That's my day. You ain't even gonna smack a hoe? I can't even tell a hoe apart from a regular bitch. I can smack the Queen of England. She'll probably take my beats. Don't always listen to the advice you hear, you know, it can get you into a lot of trouble. My dad used to tell me, why? Don't ever take no for an answer, because that's the attitude of a winner. I'm like, Dad, that's the attitude of a rapist. Hey, Dad, thanks for the advice. Now I'm in jail. Yeah, and my cellmate has the attitude of a winner. I'm sorry, Dad, I take expressions literally. That's just how I roll. Yeah, then what? Then I got the fuck out of here, man. Thank you.
All right, Will Smith, that was awesome. All right, we'll keep the show rolling. Next comic, very funny lady. Give it up for Miss Mary Jane French. Your next comic, regular around the Richmond scene. I love this dude, super funny. Give it up for Mr. Brandon Beswick.
I heard you punched a horse once.
Hey guys, do you think that like Hitler woke up that like one morning and he had a regular mustache? He's like, well, I'm just going to trim the edges of it, and then it was uneven, so like, he kept trimming, and then it got really small. He's like, I've got to go, I've got a speech to give. And then like it went really well, and he's like, well, I'm not changing my image now. Guys, I'm not doing that great with life. I'm kind of failing. There's 3 fronts you're supposed to do, like things you're supposed to take care of. 1 is you're supposed to believe in something. 2 is you're supposed to look good. And 3 is you're supposed to find someone to be with, right? Yeah, not doing great on any of those fronts. Like, I don't know, believing in something is tough for me. I've read the Bible. The first few chapters read like a text message from your dad about a deck he built. Yeah, first I dug some holes out back and put some 4x4s in them. Cool, Dad. All right, I get it. Then I put cement in there. Laid down some plank. Dad, I get it. You build a deck. Then we put a coat of paint on it. No gays on the deck. That took a quick turn. Like, I don't know, if there's supposed to be a creator, he's got to be like an infant, right? Because you guys have seen sea cucumbers, right? That's just a penis, right? So if there's a god, he's got to be 8. Also, because of starfish, that's just a butthole. Thanks, Limp Bizkit, for alerting us to that. Classic Durst. Like, you're supposed to look good. In case you haven't noticed, I'm still in phase 1 of that situation. Like, they say your body's a furnace, and if that's the case, then my mind must be the asshole janitor who keeps throwing garbage into it. Right? Like, I don't know, it's a weird, like, monkey reflex. Like, you want to eat food and you want to have sex. Like, that's what our weird brains are meant to do. Right? We want to own land, too. That's weird. Like, that's a weird primal thing. And then we want to climb to the top of mountains. What? Why? So you can throw your shit down at other people? Like Tila Tequila? That happened to that woman. Boo, I say. But I don't know, man, like I'm trying. Like you can't treat a food problem like you treat a drug problem, okay? I can't just stop cold turkey. It won't work like that. I'll become emaciated. It'll be fun for everyone.
Oh, Brandon, just remember the stuff you're supposed to say already.
I don't know, man, I'm highly irresponsible. Like I got a parking ticket for $5 a year ago. I haven't looked at it. I'm terrified. It's probably like at $400 at this point. Like I shouldn't be driving a car. I drink too much. I have a bad attitude. Like I think in 100 years when we talk about cars to people, they'll be like, you did what? You just let people drive them? You waited till they were like 30 before 16. That's interesting. I know when I was 16, I was busy kicking the neighbor's dog and listening to Pantera, so. At least you put like a breathalyzer or something on them so they couldn't drive. Oh, no, you didn't. You just gave them 2,000 pounds of death and said go drink anywhere to stop the social anxiety. Then you got Ted Kennedy. It's a deep cut. Oh, good God. I don't know, like I don't think I'm gonna find somebody. I'm just like, super irresponsible. I got one set of sheets. Oh, are we all monsters in here with just one set of sheets as well? What are we gonna do if we ruin that set? Sleep on a naked mattress like a prostitute? You crazy? Like, I don't know, like people like in society, they're like, oh, you know, you're supposed to call someone up and be like, my bed's lonely, I need you to come over. Wrong. My bed is comfortable as fuck by myself. I have a queen-size bed with like 10 pillows. Don't ask, it's a weird thing. Like, listen, the sex was great, you're really enjoyable, but like you're physically very warm and I need to work tomorrow morning. That's normally when I get hit in the mouth. Guys, I've been Brandon Beswick. Remember to tip your bartender. Also to question everything they tell you about the Sacagawea coin. Free the coin! All right, guys.
All right, Brandon Beswick, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for him one more time. All right. Your next comic, regular run the Richmond scene as well. Give it up for Mr. Nathan Possum. Hey, everybody.
So, this new job that I have, every morning they read a motivational quote. And the one they read the other day was, well done is better than well said, Ben Franklin. Hey, fuck you, Ben Franklin. You invented the printing press, discovered electricity, and got pussy till the day you died. You don't know about the struggle. And I don't want to know what, you know, some famous guy that did a bunch of shit had to do and what he said about life. I want to know what, like, the average Joe, you know, like Bill, the, you know, trash truck driver from Minnesota has to say about life. Like, when you're drowning in your sorrows of your miserable, shitty life, try not to get too drunk that you try and fuck your toaster. Bill, Waste Management. And I mean, what if like Ben Franklin said that quote and it wasn't for a noble reason? Like it wasn't, you know, like he was just hanging out with some girl and like she's like, Ben, I just love the way your, you know, small glasses and your, you know, your horseshoe balding pattern. It just gets me going. And he just like points down to his dick like, well done is better than well said. And I can't say I'm much better because like I recently started dating again, and I was talking to this girl. She's like, "Yeah, let's hang out sometime." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "But no funny business though." I'm like, "But I'm a comic." Okay, I get what you're saying. I'll just seriously fuck the shit out of you. So yeah, like I said, like I'm new to this whole dating thing. Like I haven't dated since my 20s, and I'm 33 now, if you can believe it. I'm like the white Gary Coleman. So anyways, like one of my friends suggested Tinder, and I had never been on Tinder. And I went on there at first, and I thought that was a flame dotting the I. And what I eventually found out is that's not a flame dotting the I, that's an asterisk. And then down on the bottom in small print it says a larger, more illustrated database of women that won't fuck you. And I had such high hopes when I started out, like, I'm just swiping through my phone, like, alright, 22, sweet tits, swipe right. Here 3 months later, I've resorted to 43, divorced, only has 2 teeth, she may be desperate enough. Swipe right. She was a hell of a gummer though. I live my jokes. And so yeah, I did that, and then like after I lost all hope, I got on OkCupid. And I lost so much hope that I just resorted to just like fucking with the women on there and just trolling them as hard as I could. And there was one girl on there that had on her profile, "I don't like soup." So I hit her up and was like, "Well, why the fuck don't you like soup? Soup is delicious." And she responds with, "Well, I don't like things that are slimy." So I had to respond with, "Well, maybe that's why you're single." And dating in your 30s is like so much harder. Because in your 20s, like if you ask a girl to get naked, more than likely they'll get naked. They're very confident in themselves. When women get in their 30s, like they started gaining weight or they've gained weight and lost weight, stretch marks have set in, they're not as confident anymore. And I mean, I'm no Greek god, like I have the gut and the love handles, but if a girl asks me to get naked, the gut is coming out. Like Quaaludes at Bill Cosby's house party. Like Jared's dick at a daycare center. So what I have to do is I have to give them like motivational quotes for them to get naked. Things like, "Well, hey girl, I've never turned down a meal because of some grill marks. Sometimes rolls make the meal. I don't mind when your ass hairs tickle my goatee. It's like an Eskimo kiss of sorts." So I was listening to the radio the other... actually, that is my time. Jesse Jarvis, I have been Nathan Possum.
All right, Nathan Possum. All right, now your next comic, I'm always happy to see what he's going to say and piss somebody off. I don't know. But I like him a lot. He's a great guy. Give it up for Mr. Jason Kusterer.
Nathan, where are you? Nathan, get out here. Are you here?
Right here.
Don't come on stage. Just come where I can see you. That Jared, yeah, come on stage. Why not? Nathan Possum, everybody. Huh? Wasn't it such fun? Perfect punchline for that one bit that you just told. The Quaaludes at Bill Cosby's house party. Jared's dick at a daycare center. Like Kim Davis's pussy at a Bible study. If you guys are anything like me, right before you got here, you peed into just one compartment of your ice cube tray, so it looks like it has a gold tooth. You guys think Rockabye Baby was the first dead baby joke? I do! That's why I said it. That's why I posed it as a rhetorical question. I'm so glad none of you yelled out. I want to talk about graffiti graffiti artists. I don't mean like the mural project or like people who are brave enough to go up on overpasses and shit. What I'm talking about is people, the cowards who vandalize other people's bathrooms in public. Like, you are such a cowardly piece of shit. Like, you spend most of eternity dead, right? Like, make a fucking statement. Like, go tag a courthouse. Or a police horse. Go spray paint a police horse. You're a fucking revolutionary. With your shit no one can even read. How are police horses still a thing, by the way? Like, a police horse is from, like, what, 1860? The only thing that police have kept around since 1860 besides police horses is their view on race. I'm not a cop, guys. Just so you know, I didn't make that shit up. Like, that's just the reality of our society, sadly. It's a shame that white racists ruin the term white supremacy, though. But I think white supremacy would be such a perfect slogan for liquid paper. Or Clorox. Or like a Labor Day Macy's sale. Can't spell white supremacy without Macy's. It's a fact. Where you spend your money matters. Talked about Kim Davis earlier. I don't even know why I even feel the need to say this. Why does anyone have a problem with gay people? I don't like. It's a blasé thing and it's overdone and people talk about it all the time. It's not even a question. But like everyone is just a little bit gay. Like every single time that I have masturbated, I was looking at a dick that wasn't mine when I came. Like it was like with a vagina. But I still look at another man's penis and ejaculated. Every single time I've masturbated, when I ejaculate, a man's hand is wrapped around my dick. It's my hand, but still. Shove that up your cunt, Kim Davis. Who gives a fuck about her? I'd be willing to wager that at least 4 or 5 men in this room ejaculated into their own belly button today. You came in a grown man's belly button and you're telling me you're not just a little gay. Well, if anybody wants to smell my belly button after the show, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is, of course, DickShady420. Where you can hear me say things like, I see London, I see France, I'm a dead seagull floating in the English Channel. And things like, my girlfriend just got kicked out of the army. To top it off, she just found out she has a yeast infection. Talk about dishonorable discharge. Jesse Jarvis, everybody! Tim Boston, you fucks.
Jason Kusterer, and you're gonna help you. All right, now your next comic, very lovable guy. He disappeared from the scene for a while. I'm glad he's back. Give it up for Mike Engel.
Ow. Hi, I'm Mike Engel, everybody. Hello. Alright, that's fine. Fuck me. Well, you know, have you ever noticed, if you work in an office building, someone's got the giggles and does. Deep sighs are as contagious as yawns. And so, I'll be sitting in my cubicle, it's been a day, I let out a modest, deep sigh, like, and then the lady next to me, she has to one-up me, doing the same exact job, just being like, like, come on. But don't get me wrong though, everybody in our office, we could probably keep a hot air balloon afloat for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then of course it'll come plummeting down to the earth, everyone will die. But, you know, there's a lot of sighing going on. Just don't try to one-up me on it. Like, I'm the deep fucking sigh master. That is what I do. Alright, no Pulp Fiction fans. Jeez Louise. Do I even want to continue? Yes, we'll do it. We'll keep it going. Kids' game shows, they're ridiculous and off the air. They're too niche. It's like, and it's all the fault of sick diddlers, and I wish that phrase, sick diddlers, meant something else, like you're just a real rad dude who's sick at guitar solos, like... Go Power Rangers. I'm probably the only dude who's cried to the Power Rangers theme song. Okay, applause. But No one can ever take them down. The power does lie on your side. Yeah. But no, as a kid, I was a super huge Power Ranger fan, and I had a broom that I kicked the broom part off of, and I just spun my stick around in the driveway. And there was this man, a neighborhood man, you all know where this is going probably, but he rang the doorbell of our house. My mom answers. The dude's like, "Is that your kid out there spinning that stick?" Mom's like, "Yeah." And the guy's like, "He's really good." And then I started sticking in the backyard from then on, but I thought it was because my prowess was very high. They were like, "You're not doing that for free in public. Get back there, you're special." No, just to keep me away from the creepy neighbor dude. But I outgrew that behavior around 8th grade or so. I switched to drums because I was like, well, I'm never gonna get laid as a baton twirler, so let's do a little bit of an upgrade. And the foibles have never stopped. I'll talk about a foible with ladies. I was in a bar like this recently, and a lady approached me. She's like, "I'm trying to meet some friends in a real non-sexual way." That's weird, lady. Like, what sort of social circles are you running around where it's hard to find non-sexual friends? Get some friends, lady. But I was assuring, I was like, look, you can talk to me. It's cool. Because I can't have sex anyways. Because every time I do, I literally explode. That's a joke about Catholicism. And how, they tell you you're gonna explode into a red bloody mist every time that you have sex. And, to instill fear in you at a young age. May fear be with you. And also with one guilty Catholic in the crowd. Great. What do you think they call orientation in the Orient? Do you think it's something real American, like a workshop? Because I hate working and I hate shopping, but goddamn do I love anime. I'm a fan-ame. I've been Mike Engel, everybody. Thank ya.
All right, Mike Engel, ladies and gentlemen. He's the silly goose. Give it up for him one more time. Your next comic, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's becoming one of my favorite people that comes out to this show. He travels all the way from Virginia Beach area to make us laugh. I love this guy very much. Very funny comic. Give it up for Mr. Devontae Green.
Thank you very much. How you guys doing tonight? You feeling good? You feeling real vibrant and shit? You know what I mean? Had Mary J on in the car on the way here. I was feeling it. I know how black sisters feel tonight, Sick of this bullshit. Anyways, so I got pulled over the other day. And how you think this ends? No, it doesn't end with an ass whooping in a march. It doesn't. No, not this time. Let me tell you what happened. So I get pulled over by the cop, right? What was I doing? I was texting and driving. And texting and driving looks like drinking and driving from outside of the car at all points in time. So I understood it. And I'm driving a stick. And I was already high. So the focus wasn't really there is what I'm trying to let you folks know. And what happened was the cop comes up to me and goes, "Are you Mr. Green?" And I'm like, "Yes." He goes, "The reason I pulled you over, X, Y, and Z." I go, "All right, sorry, officer." I explained it to him. He goes, "Well, they always want to know where you're coming from, right?" Because I was in Williamsburg. And what Williamsburg is, very gentle Gentiles. Very gentle Gentiles there. They're really great white people. They really are, but they're the fuckers you gotta watch. They are the fuckers you have to watch. You think I'm concerned about fucking Donald? No, I'm not concerned about Donald Trump. He says it from the start. Listen, the Confederate flag debate has always baffled me because black people, we already have come to peace with it. We go, fuck you and keep going. In fact, we use it as a marker of where not to break down. Listen, I know I only got a quarter tank, but I'm just gonna ride this bitch out until daylight. But the same Williamsburg people will get on TV and they'll go, we have to pull the flag down. It's a disgrace. We have to have equality. And we have to have equality. You have to be mindful of those cocksuckers, okay? Because I followed them one day. This is how I got pulled over. I was following one. They live in something called a gated community. And a gated community is specifically designed to keep something out. What? I won't go there. I will not go there. But I will tell you this. I know Jim Bob's got a big ass Confederate flag, but he lives next to the Johnsons. I do know that. It's the way it works out, right? But I know that Bill and Terry from Williamsburg, there's no black people in this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They love black people. But no black people live in the neighborhood. Where are the black people? But don't ask that question. You ever go to Rosewood, Florida, and you ask where the black people are? They'll make a movie. John Boyd will play it. He'll be like an evil white guy, but he gets to switch for role reversal. He gets to become the nice white guy. Like, scene one, he's just this poor black slave is bending over the root beer barrel, just and then they kill all the black people. It doesn't get any. That's the highlight of it, really, you know. And then I have to go to work on Monday like I like white people. Like I fucking like you people. I do. I love white people because without white people, I wouldn't feel comfortable enough to come out of the house without ironing my shirt. You know? White people make it okay to just roll out of bed and just make it through the day. There's no standards, you know. Look, every black person you know, you can smell us. We have a vibrantness to our skin. Somebody outside was telling me, man, you have a nice complexion to you. You know, I have to work on this chocolatedness. You know, I have to baste my skin. The way you all tan, I cocoa butter. You apply a nice amount. And then when you really start making money, you get the good shit. You get away from cocoa butter. Here's the secret, white people. Listen the fuck up. It's called shea butter. It comes in a plastic container. A plastic container. It looks like pollen and it's hard and you have to like scrape it out. Just scrape. It looks like African butthole paste, basically. You scrape it out. Yeah, no, I don't make this up. You have to scrape it out, right? And then you have to take your hands and you have to just beat the shit out of them together. And create friction. You're creating so much friction that you could probably fry bacon on your hands at this point. You're just scrubbing and you scrub it, and you get it all liquidy. It's impressive that you've gotten this lard to a liquid point at this state, and then you just apply evenly. And then rub in for about 5 to 10 minutes is what it's gonna take to, but negative 13 degrees, you're good to go. You don't need a face mitt, your ears aren't getting cold. Listen folks, have a good night. I'm Devontae Green. I enjoyed you, take care.
All right, Devontae Green with your health and beauty tips. Give it up. Normally gotta pay money for that shit. You do. It's the truth. All right, your next comic. This guy is in town. He's here visiting Richmond. He's a touring comic from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's gracing us with his presence. So McCormack's, Richmond. I want you to make him feel welcome. Give it up for Clint Nohr.
Hello, thank you, Jesse. How are you? Hi, look at how weird I am. Hi, y'all. Yeah, this is what happens when cute turns 30. Cute with age has become hot. It just cycles back to awkward. And here's your end result. And milk's that joke for another few years. I turned 34 today. Some people ask if I'm still going to be doing that joke when I'm 40. Yes, it's awesome. I dressed up. I look good. I know you don't have to say it. I went to the Salvation Army. You guys fans of the Salvation Army? You don't look like it. You look like those uppity Goodwill people. With all your matching buttons and your shoes with laces and your fancy checking accounts, no one's impressed. Salvation Army, in my eyes, I kid you not, is 50% off Red Tag Wednesdays. And damned if I don't wait for it, right? And I know to jump up early. I go to Wednesday, and I gotta be the first in line to get that half-eaten candle. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat a candle, thanks. Okay. He said I was from Charlotte. That's very nice. It's a lie. I actually grew up between two smaller South Carolina towns, Stool and Sample. I grew up in a little town called Sumter, South Carolina. Yeah, sure. And probably haven't heard of it. Fun fact for those of you clapping, a little trivia about my hometown of Sumter, South Carolina. Sumter is home of the nation's largest drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. I find that really cool. I'm in recovery, right? I think that's neat. But all that stuff's anonymous. They're not allowed to call it a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. They disguise it and call it an Air Force base. That's my best joke. There you go. A lot of comics have that joke about like the autocorrect. Everybody's got one. It's kind of overdone. So here's mine. Everybody's got a joke about, I was texting my wife, coming home soon, and it comes up banging in the neighborhood. It's a overdone premise. Autocorrect was messing with the Channel 14 local news where I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is last October. And actually, they use autocorrect in the little news scroll where you can watch the news while you're reading the news, watching the news, reading the news, watching the news. Right? So watching the news, and this is what it said in the news scroll. It said, North Carolina to approve gay Maryland. Yeah, that's the Carolina I know. There you go. They can do whatever they want as long as they're 500 miles away. Sound like my uncle. All right. I was going through a town, this small town again. I got behind a really shitty Plymouth K car with rusty, rust stains, and then it had bumper stickers because he had opinions. This guy. So this is what it said verbatim. This is how it read. The bumper sticker said, "My cousin is a Marine." All right. I didn't respond to that, right? I didn't know what to do, so I rode up next. So I sped up next to the guy. I said, "You, sir, have a very brave extended family. Your mother's sister must be very proud. Or father's brother. Your bumper sticker should be more specific or less specific. Why am I in your driveway?" It's in Eastern Tennessee at the Dollar Tree. I don't know. This is close enough, right? Get the dollar. I think of the Family Dollar, the Dollar General, they got the Dollar Tree. I don't know what the hierarchy is. I know the Dollar Tree is at the bottom. Because going in, it's a buck, right? You know everything. It's $1. It's good. No surprises. I like that. I was there, grocery shopping. And a woman came up. And this is like Johnson City, Tennessee, and economically depressed. Dollar Tree in Eastern Tennessee, and I was there, and the cashier had the balls to ask me if I wanted to donate to the less fortunate. Who is less fortunate? And are they dead? And she said, no, all the proceeds go to benefit the Tennessee educational system. You don't want the Dollar Tree anywhere near your educational system, all right? Unless it's some sort of weird scared straight program where they take little fourth graders down to that same Dollar Tree in rural Tennessee and they point at that same cashier. That miserable, hey, how does that miserable bitch, does that look fun? No? Do your fractions. Good stuff's happening in the news, right? South Carolina, we took down our Nazi flag. It's good. Right? Bernie Sanders spoke in my hometown of Sumter, enemy territory, right? And I wanted to go see him, but then I know every time they go, they make this political speech. They always pass the mic around, kind of like open mic here, and they give it to some asshole townie. And all the guy wants to know is how he's going to address his specific problem. And it always goes to some idiot that's my neighbor, and he's like, yeah. My neighbor got killed by a fallen tree limb, and I was just wondering if you were going to be elected president, how would you address the fallen tree limbs? Goddamn, nobody has an answer for that. Nobody, except Donald Trump. It's like, murder the trees. Murder the trees. Turn the trees into paper. Turn the paper into money. Use that money, build a wall to protect us from other trees. I don't do topical. These things take years to craft, guys. I apologize. I'm going to close out on something. Anal sex is depressing, right? There you go. That's the last hole. It's like playing a video game and beating it. You can only go back a level. I'm just saying, once you master the black diamond, you're not going back to the bunny slope. Before a shower. Here. I saw an interview with the original bass player for Marilyn Manson. He is a rock and roll man from the 90s. You might remember him. In the interview, the bass player was going on and on about how he'd been fired from the band for doing drugs. And for somebody like me who's done more drugs than most, I'm almost in awe, man. Like, how many drugs do you have to do before Marilyn Manson It's like, professionalism. Gerald or whatever his name was. But he was making this huge deal because Marilyn Manson fired him on Christmas Eve. Making this big deal because Manson fired him on Christmas Eve. I'm going, yeah, I guess it wasn't really Christian-like of Marilyn Manson to fire you the day before the holiest of all. What do you expect? That'd be like Casey Anthony on Mother's Day. Going, what, no card? All right, thanks.
Give it up for him, Richmond. McCormack's, give it up for him. That was wonderful. Loved it. Please come back if you're in town. So your next comic, she's been out of the scene for a while, but I'm really glad she's back here at McCormack's. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss April Lee Dowdy.
Oh my God, you guys. So I have been gone. I've been gone for like 4 months, and so like the kids were out of school. I was home being a domesticated goddess. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it. Like I feel like I'm 30 years old and I'm recently engaged. Okay, so what that means is I'm on probation. I mean, I feel like this is my probationary wifey period. Like to see if I could do it. I don't think I'm doing well enough. I'm not happy about any of these situations. I'm at home for 4 months being mommy and wifey, and I'm cooking and I'm cleaning, and I feel like it's forced me to adult even in my sleep. Like, I'm adulting full time now, and I wasn't ready. Like, my wishes, like my Christmas wish list is even adulty. And you know what I want for Christmas? I want a cast iron skillet. Yeah. You know why I want a cast iron skillet? Because my mom had one. And now I feel like I'm turning into her, and I'm really scared. I am really scared. She smokes as much as I do. She's got a mustache already. Like, that's next. I wasn't ready. Like, and my kids, like, they go back to school, and the teacher's like, what'd you learn this summer? My kids lied to those teachers. My son found out he's gay. He's 8. Oh, yeah. My daughter learned how to fight. That's fun. It was a painful summer. You guys have got to excuse me. I'm doing this after 4 months being gone sober. I'm nervous. You guys look pretty. How are y'all doing? You pretty? God damn, this table is pretty as shit. Can y'all make some noise that makes me feel better? Holy shit. This is fucking teamwork. So I felt like I was doing good with this adulting, right? So I wanted to reward myself. When my kids do good things, I buy them toys. I wanted a toy, you know? So, yep, that's where it's going. I went to Priscilla because I figured if I'm an adult, I can get a little something. You know? Not a little something, but you know. And I went there and I'm looking around, but the adult in me is kicking my ass. Do you understand? It's $90 for a thing that vibrates and talks to you and shit. Like, that's excessive. Do you understand? My kid's school supply list required 42 glue sticks, 6 boxes of tissues, 8 containers of sanitizer. Like, that was excessive. Like, I can't spend that much money on glue sticks. If I can't spend that much money on glue sticks, I can't buy Mr. Purple. That adulting thing. So I didn't, right? I have something at home. I was like, I could just stick to what I know, you know, waste not, want not kind of thing. And so I went home and I figured I was gonna settle. You know, I'm gonna go with the hold and steady. You know, the original Mr. Purple. We done been through some shit. Okay, like we done been through some things. For a long time, he was my only friend. So we was gonna reconnect. I got there, he was dead. He was dead, fucked. Like, what a battery issue. Like, he has extended his life expectancy. Like, he is gone. Okay? Now, you gotta understand, this is tearing me up on the inside. I can't just throw him out. Were you listening to me? He was my only friend for a long time. I can't just throw him in the trash. That's fucked up. I mean, well, in a different way. But, like, I feel like maybe I need to bury him, you know, like, in the lawn with a song and a ceremony. Or something, like one last lay done right, you know? Maybe it's excessive. I don't know. You guys have been fantastic, and I feel like this, but hold on, I'm not done yet. I'm working on it and gone. I'm fucking up the rotation. Bear with me, folks. I feel like today has been one of those days, and this set especially, like after it, all I need is a friend. You know, I just need a friend with weed. Because a friend with weed is a friend. Indeed. No, it's a friend with weed, people. Focus. All right, you guys have been fantastic. Thank
gentlemen, give it up for her. Lovely lady, wonderful person, good mom, and she's here on a school night. That's the best. Thank you, April Lee Daddy. All right, now your next comic, newcomer to the scene. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan O'Brien.
That light is bright. What's going on?
Woo!
Thank you. Is that too loud? That's too loud. So I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who happens to be a woman, and she was talking about how she'd broken up with this guy because he's an asshole. But mostly the deal was, and this, like, she's one of those girlfriends that, you know, she'll tell you crap that, it's like trade secret stuff. It's like how girls think, and I tell her, like, this is how it is for guys and all that good stuff. And he wouldn't go down on her. And he was like, you know, eventually he came out because he was like, well, pussy stinks, but JJ stinks, whatever. And she's like, that's bullshit, you know, like, you think your balls don't stink? And in my head, I'm like, not like that, like, no, not really. And she must have read my face because she was like, you guys are all assholes, like, what do you think? That's bullshit. So I'm sitting down on the couch many hours later with my own woman and, you know, watching whatever HGTV, two gay guys from Canada talking about fixing up some middle-class couple's bedroom that don't even really need it. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe she's right. So I'm like, I should test this out. And I'm like, So I'm just kind of like screeching down in there, you know, which is not an uncommon thing to do when you've been with a woman for a long time on a couch. And, you know, I get a good little swipe under and underneath, and I give it a sniff, and I'm like, holy shit, she's absolutely right. And you don't have to take my word for it, because as a straight dude with a woman, I immediately was like, hey honey, what do you think? And it smelled like vajayjay. So that's a trade secret that I learned from the other side. So here's a free one for all you ladies. Dudes fake orgasms. And I have found that women don't really believe that. But dudes totally do. All right, maybe not every dude, but dudes do. Like, everyone knows that women fake orgasms for whatever reason. Actually, most guys don't really care. But men do it too, and usually it's because they're drunk. Not so drunk that they can't get it up, but so drunk that it's not gonna happen, right? And I don't know, it really is, and I know this because I've talked to women about it and they don't believe you, and you're like, yes, it's a deal. Because I think you're like, well, you know, there's obvious physical, like, accoutrement to a male orgasm that's not there with a female orgasm. And I'm telling you, without a condom, like, or whatever sound your dick makes, but, you know, and the deal is that there's a couple different ways to do it. So one is, it's the staple. It's the frog leg, right? So you're like, you know, oh God, this is not gonna happen. I just wanna fall asleep and get bacon and eggs in the morning. And you're like, right? And that'll work. But every once in a while you get a hard sell. And on top of the frog leg, you gotta go with the zombie head turn, which is like, so it's, and the bone helps too, you know, like Walking Dead kind of thing, so you're like, right, like the death throes, you're like, oh, I'm dead. And then you don't have to talk to her, you just pass out. Swear to God, swear to God. So if you think you might have been a victim of this, or this might be happening to you, there is a foolproof test to tell. And it's not like the obvious, like the bald dick test I had. You could do that too, but the best test, and it only works, you know, for like straight dudes, right? I don't know, but it's the same thing as like the fart test, right? Like if you ask a dude, you're like, oh, did you just like do something? They're like, fuck you, no, I didn't do that. Did you just fart? No. It's the exact same thing. Like look him dead in the eyes, totally serious, like you're talking at a dog that just pissed in your carpet. Did you just make an orgasm? And if he did, he's gonna go like this. No. How'd you know? Thank you, that's all I got. I appreciate your time.
All right, Dan O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen, please come back. That was lovely. All right. Your next comic, also a newcomer to the scene, ladies and gentlemen, Devon King.
ladies and gentlemen. People responded tonight, huh? How about that? So I was going through Tinder, just swiping through, and I saw a girl I know actually. Looked at her profile and it said, I'm alive, I love to live life, I have 3 degrees, da 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 da. And I was like, wow, that's 3 whole more degrees than you need for any guy to be interested in you. Because no guy really cares how smart you are. Like, I don't need a tutor, I need to have sex with them. So, it's like, you could have just stopped at, I'm alive, really, and you wouldn't have scared anyone off. Because the thing about it is, I mean, how smart a girl is really doesn't matter. In fact, I'm actually dating a mentally challenged girl right now. Thank you. It's great, you know. I don't know why it's not more accepted. We met at Chuck E. Cheese. She was in the ball pit screaming that she was drowning. And later I asked her why she jumped in, and she said, tomatoes. And I was like, oh, okay. And I gave her mouth to mouth, and that was our first kiss. It was so good too. Gave her 5 tickets, and we made out a little bit behind the skee ball. It was pretty fun. Yeah, then I took her back to my place. We bonded over Dr. Seuss. That's one of her favorite authors. She does love to read. Yeah. Sometimes late at night I'll think about her, and I'll just send her the old eggplant emoji. Yeah, y'all know what it's about. Yeah. And she'll respond, purple tomatoes. She really loves vegetables. She loves vegetables. But yeah, so yeah, I usually invite her over for the old leapfrog and chill. It's pretty fun. No, but yeah, they got Jared from Subway. I was pretty upset about it. Not that I was upset that they caught him. I was upset that they didn't do it live. I was waiting for like a Waco-like situation. Jared getting escorted out with wearing nothing but handcuffs and marinara sauce or whatever they put on the meatball. And then like just 11 kids coming out just draped in, well, I guess the emergency service ran out of trauma blankets, so they're just using his old big pants, just like size 75 khakis, draped around 11 toddlers, just shivering and crying. And that's it.
Oh, he asked us if we wanted sun chips with a 6-inch.
Pedophilia. This pedophilia is weird. You think people get into pedophilia like they're just watching TV like a commercial and they're like, oh, I'll just go for some of that. Oh my God, sounds so good. Like a Subway advertising. I guess it's appropriate. Or like how far do you have to go down the pedophilia rabbit hole until you can only just jerk off to ultrasounds? But see, like, there's a lot of stuff going on now, like the whole gay marriage thing. Like, things are just skewing more to the left, and I mean, that's pretty cool because, I mean, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, it is kind of weird to me. I mean, it's cool when they're younger and they're attractive, but I saw like this old Mexican dude, this old white guy, they look like Hall & Oates. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You should be opening for Journey at Innsbruck or something. I don't know. But, you know, the thing that's really bothering me actually is the whole fat acceptance, body acceptance, healthy at every size, everything like that. And, you know, most guys aren't going to go for it. But, I mean, some guys are. And, you know, like, what that does, it just ruins it for me personally. I'm not dating the fat girls, but a lot of guys are. So what happens is, that drives down the dick dollar and messes up my pussy purchasing power. For those of you who didn't laugh, that's called dickflation. You would have known that if you studied dickonomics. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, let me see. Yeah, a lot of things in the world are going pretty weird. I'm just glad there's not any more terrorist incidents like there were, because it was kind of weird, like terrorist beheadings and shit. Like back in the day, it'd be some Humvee going, and it'd be the little music playing, like, or whatever the language is, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be like the sickest music video of all time, dude. And then fucking Humvee blows up or something, and you see a guy with like the Acme button pushing it. It's like, oh shit, this is a terrorist video, dude. This is fucking awful. But now they look like they have the big Arabian letters come up, and they have like lens flare on it. For some reason, Arabic really just looks like U's and I's. Like I can't really read that shit. And then it's like, holy shit, these videos are so well produced that like terrorist beheadings right now just look like like a weird cooking show. But thanks, I'm Devon, I gotta go.
Oh my God, he's tall. Devon Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. As I lower the mic stand, because I'm insanely short. All right, one more time. Your next comic, very late. I saw her, I've seen her a few times. The last show at McCormack's, she cracked me up, and she was fucking hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome her back to McCormack's. Give it up for Miss Dawn Brooks.
How's everybody doing? Good. Cool. So the other day I had sex with a guy who had a Jacob's ladder. Do you guys know what the Jacob's ladder is? Yeah. Okay. Jamie's like, yeah. Okay. For those of you who don't know, it's a row of bar piercings on the penis. And like before we got everything started and it was flaccid, it just looked like the world's like saddest, loneliest railroad. Mr. Railroad, what's wrong? I'm just sad. I was like, I'm not having sex with you. I don't need. Anyway. Homeless people are going to start taking credit card machines. I just want you guys to. They're going to start taking credit cards. They're going to get credit card machines because I don't think they're taking our shit anymore. Like, I don't have any cash. Sorry. Like, I had a homeless guy come up to me before my show and was like, hey, I'm with the Homeless Association. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't know there was like a group, but you know, I guess they have like meetings with like light refreshments or something like that. So how's your day? Oh, you know, I was on a mattress, you know. But that is terrible. But yeah, so I was like, you know, dude, I don't have any cash. I was just waiting for him to take out like a little pocket credit card machine. Like, well, I gotcha. Like, just swipe right here, put in your PIN, and I'm like, fuck, like, damn. Is this gonna be like a recurring payment, like monthly, on my bank statement? It's gonna tell me like the Homeless Association or something? How are you guys doing? You're not doing good? I'm talking to this group of black people right here. I was trying to put it delicately, but I was, you guys aren't gonna laugh at my jokes? Maybe? You're supposed to support me, right? No. They're like, no. Not today, girl. I was in Chicago, and I was way behind I was way behind in the line to get my bags checked out. And like this group of, like this big family, they were like, oh, you can go in front of us. I was like, oh my God, thank you, because my flight was about to leave. And I get in front of them, and I hear the mom say, anything to keep her off the streets. And I was just like, trying to get gate 11 has nothing to do with me being on the streets, but I'm glad your white guilt is helping me here. I need to start milking white guilt a lot more. I'm pretty sure I could get a lot of free stuff. Oh God, I just fucked that up. Okay. I really enjoy eating. Okay, there we go. I really enjoy eating a lot. I definitely get why Cleopatra just like laid down and was fanned and was fed grapes. I would do that, only it would be like donut holes. Like, yeah. yeah, get me the glazed one. Like, well, yeah. It's funny in my mind because I like donuts, but thank you. Thank you, Jamie.
I love you, donuts.
I love you too, Jamie. But yeah, I'm glad that I can enjoy eating now guilt-free because I'm just overcoming an eating disorder. Clap, please. Was that a joke? Devon's like, fuck you. Well, you know, it was starting to interfere with my work at one point, and I told my boss, I was like, you know, I've got this eating disorder, it's really bothering me. And she tells me, oh, black girls can't get eating disorders. And I was like, okay, so if I were to go to the doctor, and I'm like, yeah, I count calories obsessively, and I'm scared that I gain weight, and he just pulls out a skin color chart, and he's like, well, you're like a 7 on this chart, on the spectrum, so I can't diagnose you, I'm sorry. Like, tough tits, girl, eat a sandwich, right? I need to be on the, oh shit, I need to be, that's what happens when I try to get head. I'm like, oh god. I'm just kidding, I don't do that. Ew. I need to be on the standard of beauty so I can like, I feel like there's a panel for like the standard of what's beautiful. I really want to be on that panel so I can like fuck with people. I would like have like weird trends, like just wear one big fake eyelash on one eye, and then I would just see stupid bitches like walking around with like one giant eyelash strip, and I'm like, yeah, I saw it in Vogue, it's like the new thing, you know. But yeah, it's a good thing I'm attractive because tonight has been rough. Seriously, I just need to like just find an old insecure white billionaire and then just call it a day for like the rest of my life. He has like a weird Sally Hemings fetish and just, I'm good. You know, we have really good sex, he has a heart attack and I collect his insurance, so if I disappear off the comic scene, that's what happened. Anyway, I'm gone, bye.
All right, Don Brooks, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, your next comic. I've been wanting this guy to come out and perform here for a while now. I'm really glad he made it out tonight. He's a regular at the Richmond Comedy Coalition Theater. You can catch him in shows there every weekend. It's always a good time. Go check it out. But we got him here in McCormack's, so let's give it up for Mr. Aaron Grant.
Yes, sir, McCormack's. Yeah, we're doing good. Hell yeah, we're doing all right back there. Guys, I've been trying really hard recently to make sure I don't seem racist. There are times where tight. I'm not saying that like I am racist and I'm a recovering racist. What I'm saying is I want to be on the right side of history, right? Like I want people to know that I'm a good person and I accept everybody. So I do all the normal white kid like I'm not racist things, right? I have a bunch of black friends, like a whole bunch of black friends. I voted for Obama twice, okay guys? Not because he's black, but because I like his policies, okay? Not racist, okay? When I listen to rap in the car, I naturally censor myself when I'm rapping. And you know what? It's really hard for white guys to do that, by the way. We don't like to censor ourselves when we're rapping. We'd like to do it alone. I recently watched Dear White People. I feel like that goes toward my card of I'm not racist. But I feel like everything I do to try to seem like I'm not racist, and this is obviously not helping, it doesn't matter. I'm always going to have that scarlet letter R. Guys, I grew up in a town called Lynchburg. Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people don't know that this is not a town based on lynching. It's not like this is a town where people just were lynched. A man named John Lynch founded Lynchburg. I'm not saying he wasn't a horrible racist. He may have been. At that point in time, a lot of people were probably horrible racists, so he probably was. But what I'm saying is that like Lynchburg gets a bad name, and why it gets a bad name is because of the people who live in Lynchburg, right? Like Lynchburg is full of a guy I got in a Facebook argument with this dude today. His name is Randy Nixon, right? You can already tell this guy's an asshole. And his name is Randy Nixon. And he's the kind of guy that'll post like a video of like one black guy who agrees that like racism is over. You know, it's like Fox News, like the one guy they could find. It's like, no, racism's not real. Or like the guy who posts the meme that says like, more white people die from cops every day than black people. And, okay, that's not true. You just put a meme up on Facebook. Another thing that was really interesting to me was I came home one summer from college and there was just like white supremacist newsletter on my doorstep. I should probably preface this that like they didn't just pick just my house, okay? They didn't just say like, well, that guy looks like a racist, let's get him into the gang. Like it was carpeted throughout the entire neighborhood. There was white supremacist literature all over the neighborhood. And I did what any normal person would probably do is read it. I looked at it because I was curious, right? And I now realize as an older adult that like I'm part of the problem. That's probably how racists like get into that gig, into the racist gig. They just like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. It's not a good idea, by the way. So like I read through it and like I was expecting to just be like blatant racism, you know, just like all out there, like all the crossword puzzles, like all the answers were like the N-word. Like the Sudoku was just like, it wasn't even like numbers, they didn't even try, it was just K, 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 K. But it wasn't, it was very like subtle, like, white, they're taking over our country, and things like, you know, like, okay, let's listen, white people, they're not taking over our country. Like, if a Native American had a newsletter that said, like, white people are taking over our country, like, okay, that's 100%, I can get behind it, that is 100% true. That is a thing, that exists. But no one's taking over your country, white people, it's fine, okay? Calm down. But then I started thinking, like, so what, like, at the meeting that they decided to, like, produce this newsletter, like what happened at this meeting, like what about this meeting, like, so, you know, the guy comes up and like, all right, you sons of bitches, get your redneck asses in here. Yeah, for some reason, people aren't getting behind our calls. All right, so we gotta do something, we gotta step up this PR game, we gotta step up our PR game. Jethro, what you got? Well, I don't know, why don't we just drive our trucks through the mud with a Confederate flag on the back? We shoot our shotguns off into the air. Oh, that's a great idea, but we've done that 3 weekends in a row. All right, what about you, Jethro? Well, I don't know, why don't we just, like, accept people for who they are? Like, race isn't even really a thing if you think about it. Just, you know, it was just kind of like an evolutionary thing based on, like, where their ancestors settled because of the UV rays, and so then their skin changed different colors. Like, there's really no such thing as race. We're all the same. Get the fuck out of here, Jethro. Get your ass out of here, you're accepting ass. The one guy like, well, let's do a newsletter. Let's send out some literature. Guys, thank you so much. My name is Eric Grant. Have a good night. Give it a rope for the rest of your comics. Thank you.
All right, Eric Grant, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for him one more time. Check him out the Comedy Coalition Theater. It's every weekend. Your next comic's outside, so that's why I'm going this way. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the legendary Jacob McFadden.
I was literally outside complaining to that individual, hey, you haven't let me go inside to find out what number I am on the list. So, let's just go for it, right? Let's just freeball. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? I'm an improv artist. That's how this works. Did you say shit was on your mind? Because I can talk about shit. All right, let's talk about toilet paper. That's related to shit, right? What's up with toilet paper? Like, first, why do people have cheap toilet paper? It's 12 cents cheaper a roll, but your asshole gets ripped to shreds. That's a good investment, right? That's my IRA.
No job.
IRA humor goes over big at McCormack's, by the way. You guys know how you take all that money you save buying shit paper and you roll it over into an investment account with a 3% return, and then you diversify that in your portfolio amongst tech companies and agriculture? I mean, I think we should end agriculture subsidies, but that's not going to do my bottom line any good. Am I right?
You're right.
Goddamn right I'm right. Here's my problem with the toilet paper. You know when you get the toilet paper and it says, hey, with our roll, 2 sheets equals 4 sheets. It's double the value. That's not fucking true. Because wiping your ass, you don't blot it, you wipe it. It's about length. It's the length of the sheet. I'm sorry to do geometry in front of a live audience with no preparation, but it is about the length of the material, not about the thickness and absorption. Although I agree, a thin toilet paper is very gross. Do you agree?
I agree.
How do you feel about the stock market, man? What's going on in China? That's pretty tough, right? I agree. Doesn't say much, but he knows what's up. Just for fun, what is the name of Chinese currency? I have no fucking idea either. I was really like, if you got it, I was just gonna go with whatever you said. And then we both seem smart. Guys, I don't have an IRA. I had a small retirement fund, and then I looked at it and said, $340, fuck that. I want stuff. I just feel like, here's the thing about me, everybody. I have cancer, so like when they showed me my retirement fund, I was like, would like to play Xbox. Before the end. That's a bummer, right? No, I do. I had cancer and I had to get this treatment, right? And I had like cancer under my eye, so they dug a big piece of like right out underneath my eye, and then I got a big black eye. And I was walking around, and if you ever want to get laid, by the way, just get cancer. I don't know if you're going to get skin cancer. I don't think you fit the profile, but if you get skin cancer and you get it right below your eye and you get a black eye, it's the ultimate chick magnet. Because here's how the conversation is like, oh, what happened? You get a black eye? Gone to fight? Oh, with who? Cancer. Did you win? To be determined. Schlick. I think when women become horny, it sounds like dropping a bucket of water off a hotel balcony. Schlick. Am I right?
Sounds good to me.
It does sound good. Yeah. This guy knows what's up. I like to make women ruin their upholstery when they're horny for me. That's by the way, I run an upholstery repair business. If you have any upholstery or repulstery, that's what you call it when women gush all over it, I guess. If you don't like women gushing, right, fellas? I'm a feminist. I believe women should gush wherever they want. Good God. All right, here's the thing I was thinking about the other day. This whole set's for you, by the way. When I don't get here before the show starts, I don't get to tell them, like, hey, I'm kind of short. There goes, like, right in my eyeball. You're the only person I can see. I was thinking about, you remember, you seen, like, old movies, the popcorn trick? Where you're supposed to, you take a girl out on a date, right? And you get some popcorn, and then you put your dick in the popcorn. Maybe you know what I'm talking about? It's happened dozens of times, I'm sure. You put a dick in the popcorn, which is like, it's a weird concept, because you go to the date, you're in the theater, and you spend 10 minutes over, you're like, this is gonna be a good movie, huh? And then after 10 minutes, hey! Have some popcorn! And then she reaches in to grab some popcorn. Oh! A penis! Well, I guess by the covenant of first dates, I have to jerk you off now, huh? Right? That's how it works. You know how it goes. I mean, so many first dates. So much hair gel. That's the thing about popcorn. It's salty and it's covered in melted butter. This is not a good recipe for a hand job. Great for exfoliating. You want to clear some pores. That's the way to do it. But you want to come. That's not it. All right. I should have just stuck to my retirement fund. I've been Jacob McFadden, everybody. I totally meant to do all of that. It was planned.
Jacob McFadden, ladies and gentlemen. That was lovely. You've now met Jacob. Congratulations. Your life will never be the same. That's true. Your next comic, another newcomer to the stage here, McCormack's. So make him feel welcome, McCormack's. Give it up for Mr. Zack Tinsley.
I'm actually a newcomer to comedy in general. This is only my second time having something microphone shaped in front of my mouth. It's actually a microphone. Let's see, who do I offend first? I saw some chicken in the store that said it didn't have growth hormone in it. And I'm like, the last thing that I need is some gender-confused chicken on my plate. Pump that chicken full of hormones so the breasts grow nice and big. I mean, if I wanted gender confusion, I'd just go to VCU. Microphone stand wasn't tightened up. But, you know, I've been getting into comedy lately. Like I said, this is my second time doing it. And so I noticed that a lot of comics like to come up here and, you know, talk in like a slow, monotonous voice and pretend like they talk like that. Monotonous voices are stupid. But you're looking at the real deal. I actually talk like this. Like, this is, I literally can't emote. And I've tried. But, man, this thing needs to be tightened up. But it's hard to get people to take me seriously because everyone thinks I'm joking all the time. Because the general rule is to only take me, the only things you should take me seriously on are if I say like, help there's a fire, or I hate black people. And let me tell you something, you see people coming around and just saying, you know, I'm not racist, I have black friends. Black people, white people having black friends makes us more racist. Because now you gotta hang around them all the time. Before, when you can only avoid them every so often, you know, now, like, and they don't even take you seriously. Like, I mean, I could come in, because, you know, I don't dodge race humor or anything like that, but I could come in dressed as a KKK member carrying a burning cross, which, by the way, would look good in slow motion if they were ever remake Birth of a Nation. And they'd be, oh, Zack, that's just humor. Look at that's Zack for you. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Where did the chicken mafia originate? Where? New York City. Yeah, I know that one kind of derailed my energetic whole stand-up routine I got going up here. But I'm gonna come out and say it. Women getting hurt is hilarious. Y'all have no reflexes at all. You ever notice in YouTube videos or in life in general, when women fall, they don't try and catch themselves with their hands. They just kind of face plant. And the thing is, like, we're always taught not to hit women, and I'm like, oh, well, why? Well, because women are smaller than you, they're weaker than you. I'm like, people, that is the exact reason if you were man enough that you'd hit somebody. You're not gonna hit somebody bigger and stronger than you. And women don't stand a chance against a guy in a fight with their hollow bird bones. And it's true, women don't hit guys. It's not guys don't hit women, women don't hit guys. Trust me, it's not. You ever notice when they want to make a woman look sick or something like that, they, on like movies or on TV, they just don't put makeup on them? Actually, you know what, I should have done this earlier, but Hulk Hogan came out, you know, I'm pretty sure all of you have heard about this, and I think it does a lot for his character to know that he's a bigoted racist. You know, because the red and yellow was getting a little bit stale, to be honest with you, and now he can come out as draped in the Confederate flag and just waving a burning cross around. You know, it really made him just like the ultimate bad guy. I mean, because most of his fans are old anyway, so you really got to get that new generation behind it. Do we have any wrestling fans in here? Because I would joke I want to make them, nobody's going to get it. Woo! All right, one person. This joke is for you. All right, thank you. What's Jim Ross's least favorite fast food place? What is it? Taco Bell's palsy. All right. Because he has Bell's palsy. Yeah, it's a Bell's palsy joke. Yeah, it's a Bell's palsy joke. I don't leave anybody out in this cavalcade of hatred I got going. But I cut that short early because I don't have any more.
All right, Zack Tinsley, ladies and gentlemen, second time on stage. Give it up for him. Yeah, second time on stage. All right. Your next comic, this guy is one of my favorite newcomers to the scene. This guy is always cracking me up. Give it up for Mr. Koucheravy.
Who the fuck just booed? Oh, yeah, that's a friend. Okay, makes sense. All right, everyone's been piling on Kim Davis. I'm just gonna say my one thing and move on here. Yeah, Kim Davis, you have a problem with homosexuality, that's your business, but you're a government employee, do your fucking job, all right? Like, the thing that I think about, I draw strength from my favorite show, The X-Files, in a moment like this, because Dana Scully, Mulder's partner, did not believe in aliens, but you know what? She got up every goddamn day, put on her pantsuit, and went out to find the fucking truth, all right? Do your goddamn job. And I think I figured out a solution to this problem. Here's mine. Nobody gets married. How about that? Let's just cancel that shit out. Nobody gets married anymore. Everyone would be so much happier. And I'm really looking forward to the fact that I'll hear some crazy dudes on TV saying, we will not let this country get dragged down by deviant monogamy. God damn it. All right, so the other day I was walking home. I was about to go into my place, and I got stopped by a homeless guy. And he said, hi, my name is Wayne. I'm homeless. I'm also a crackhead. Can I please have some money for food? Which I appreciate, as opposed to the other slew of crazy I get approached by in the city when the homeless guy wants to ask me for something. Some crazy dude's like, Philip Morris has lizard people. I got drag-free jam in my shoe. Donald Trump shoots lasers out of his nipple. Fuck! Can I please have $1? Who the fuck are you, Sid Barrett? No, I'm not giving you anything. So I don't want to give him money, so I say, hey man, I'm not going to give you money, but if you want about to make something to eat, do you want a sandwich? And he's like, oh yeah, that's good. Wait, what kind of sandwich? I'm like, bologna and cheese. And I swear to God, this guy just looks at me and says, pass, and walks away. And most of you, if you ever like offer charity to homeless people and they turn you down, you're like, oh, screw that guy. But I'm such a narcissist, I thought to myself, holy shit, do I eat worse than a homeless guy? I did eat a hot dog wrapped in a tortilla shell yesterday. I call it a doggo. And like, only in Richmond would you be approached by bougie homeless foodies. Like, I thought about this because like I imagine some guys like, oh, thank you for the sandwich. Oh, it's on rye bread. No, I was hoping for, a panini press, like flatbread, but whatever, this works too. No, I just want you to know, man, I'm a crackhead. I killed my brain cells, not my taste buds. I just think you should think about that for the next time. So, fun fact about me, I'm colorblind. No one, that's very weird. When you're colorblind is like you can't see certain shades of colors, and it's really weird. It's the only disability that when you tell people you have it, you have to somehow prove it to them. Because people find out colorblind, they're like, you're colorblind? Yeah. So you can't see colors? No, I can see some colors. What color is this? I don't know, red? You thought it was red. What a stupid son of a bitch. That's the only disability you can do that with. You can't go to a paraplegic person and be like, you can't walk? No. Really? Yeah. Can you do this? Because that makes you a huge asshole. The weirdest question I ever got about, like, when somebody found colorblind, they're like, oh, so are there, like, support groups or meetings for colorblind people? No, they're really sad when you think about it. Why would there be one? It's just a bunch of angry dudes getting pissed off at rainbows. Like, yeah, how many colors do you see? 4. Fuck. Boo, I should be more organized. Yeah, I tried this new card system just to like organize myself, and that was just scattered across the table, remnants of my life. This is off to a great start. All right, so the other week, I went to a strip club. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a strip club guy. When I go into a strip club, I get the same feeling I imagine you get when you go into a desecrated Indian burial ground. Like, it's just you kind of walk in, you're like, some things happened here. Some people cried. Bad things happened. And my buddies let the fuck with me, so as a joke, they bought me a private dance, because knowing the hilarity in that. So I'm pulled by this girl to get a private dance, and the private room is nothing more than a closet with the lazy boy recliner in it. And so she says to me, she's like, okay, there are 2 rules to private dances. I'm like, right? She's like, first rule, don't touch my badge. I'm like, that's really aggressive, but it's good you're setting boundaries. She's like, second thing, if you're gonna come, you better tell me. I just looked at her, I'm like, is that common here? And it's just like, more than you think. And I just realized, there's one chair in here. Oh God, I'm having dead zone visions of every deviant that came to this fucking strip club and beat off to some stripper because the missus at home wasn't feeling it. God damn it, I have to rethink my life. All right, I gotta get off stage, guys. I'm Eric Koucheravy. Thank you so much.
Ah, Eric Koucheravy, always making me laugh. Give it up for him one more time. That was awesome. Welcome. All right, your next comic, this is one of my dearest friends in the entire world. I'm always glad he's able to be here because normally he's on tour. He's not even in Richmond. Normally he's like on road, opening for like Charlie Murphy or something. But we got him here tonight, Richmond. So let's give him an applause. Give it up for Mr. David C. Wingfield. Beautiful. That was poetry, in my opinion. Your next comic, this is actually the youngest person who's ever performed here at stand-up comedy at McCormack's, and I love this guy. He cracks me up. It's way past his bedtime, but I'm glad he's here. Give it up for Mr. Jacob Stansbury.
Hello, bottoms up. Sorry. I've been doing too many stand-ups in one place. So, guess who lost their virginity? Not me. Still more of a reaction than my mother. See, you were supposed to laugh, and then I said, no, I mean the virginity about watching Jap cartoons. So continuing on as though you laughed, so like I finally got into like watching like an anime thing because my parents my good friends who've been saying like, oh, you gotta watch this one and all that. Can I just say, what the fuck is like I get sexual orientation and stuff is really loose, right? Like in Japan, the markings for like male, female, it's like male, I don't know, really, sort of whatever you want to do, and then it sort of just slowly trails off the paper. So, like I was watching this, but I do feel a little bit concerned because I was watching it in the same way that a German man would watch propaganda, which is just a constant frown of just, you will entertain me! And there was a point when like, just like the lady was like, boobs, and I was like, this is not entertaining! Bring this scheisse back to the dance! And that also leads into my second joke, which is why I don't think I have a girlfriend yet. Because my response to women approaching me is immediately start speaking German to them, which is not sexy. Also, what's not sexy is the face I make when I orgasm, which is just... And frankly, there's just a thought of me that's just like, I'm like... having fun times with a nice lady, and then I just get to that point, and then I just get a look on my face and say, how could you do this? You've killed us all. Because I was raised Catholic. So anyway, back onto the girlfriend thing, nothing turns a woman off than them coming on to you and being like, how, like, honestly, this actually happened to me. I was at a rave, hard to believe, and a woman came up to me and said, you look really cute, would you like to kiss? And I said, 9. And then she pointed to a large burly man and said, do you want to kiss him then? And then the man looked at me and he was 6'10" and heavy beard. Like he looked like something out of like a really heavy biker bar sort of thing. I'm just looking at that, and then the next scene is me in a dumpster somewhere. And I just sort of just slowly backed away, secretly thinking to myself, yeah, I'm not gonna go to any more raves. There's no place for people who wear khakis at raves. I mean, like, honestly, it's the whole fact of just, I don't like glow sticks, which is the really big thing that sets me off. It's not like the whole almost being raped thing, because when does that not happen, people? It's like definitely like if they break, which I always do, they get on my pants, and then I gotta explain to my mother why it looks like a Martian came on my pants leg. It's one of those really awkward conversations when you realize, yeah, my extended family is really freaking weird. Because you gotta have a really weird family for them to immediately think, yeah, man, my son came back home yesterday, and he just had green stuff all up and down his leg. And I was like, dude, when did you go to Florida? Yeah, I don't know where that joke is going. Anywho, my name is Jacob Stansbury. I certainly hope you've enjoyed my set.
The youthful Jacob Stansbury, ladies and gentlemen. Let the man hear it. Yeah, I think you should. Why not? Your next comic, always one of my favorite parts of the shows. I just get to watch you all react to him, and it's hilarious to me. But you'll find him hilarious too, so it's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Thomas.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Could you wait till I tell a joke first? All right. Sure. We gotta bring back bestiality, you guys. We gotta do it. There's too many like autistic kids. We gotta bring back bestiality. Because when we had bestiality, we had like cool stuff like minotaurs and like centaurs. What would you rather have really as a child? A minotaur or like a kid who counts like 2 picks? You gotta go with a minotaur every time, right? I'm not the only one who's out here like, yeah, that kid can play football for real. Don't you want a minotaur for a kid? It's gonna be fucking awesome. Minotaur kid? Come on, Mike. Alright, cool. Boy, oh boy. So, I'm trying to kill it. I'm gonna fucking kill it right now. Okay. Hey! What's up with God? What's going on, God? Let's just have a conversation about God right now. God's a creep, right? He's a total creep. He's a total creep. He's really creepy. Like the way he told Mary that he was going to impregnate her. Like he didn't do that shit in person at all. He sent an angel down to do it for him. Cause like if you hear the word of God, your brain will explode. You can't he's gotta be like a bush or like a lion or something. You can't just be himself. He's gotta pretend to be other people. He's a messenger. That's creepy though. You gotta tell a girl like, yo, my friend's gonna impregnate you. There's nothing you can do about it at all. Oh, and you gotta keep it too. Don't fuck up and abort this one. No, you gotta keep this one. Also, was there like a deadline to like the crucifixion? It was like a time deadline? You could just wait that shit out, right? Like, is there a just walk away. Just walk away. Don't kill yourself so early, Jesus. Just walk away. There's like 5,000 people on the planet. Just walk off into the distance and you're gone forever. You don't have GPS or like police. Just walk away. Also, that's not how you hang a fucking painting either. Come on, man. You don't put like the pins at the top and one at the bottom. You don't need the extra pin at the feet, people. Come on, Romans. That's just insult to injury. You already had him. He's not going anywhere. Kind of weird Eastern philosophy doesn't have orgies either. I don't like that shit. You can't have orgies if you're a Christian? What's the point? Also, you don't get wings in heaven, which is very disappointing. Like you gotta walk around everywhere. No, thank you. That's why I quit. Like what? I gotta walk through heaven? Nah, I'll take up this like atheism thing going on right now. That shit seems fucking awesome. You know what's wrong with this America? You know what's wrong with America? We don't have enough good serial killers anymore. That's the problem with the internet. It's just people, you can't kill. There's no one like the fear anymore. There's nobody to fear. There's no like, watch out. No, just don't. Watch out for the guy who like sells you sandwiches. He's fucking kids now. Whatever, like, how good is his game that he can fuck kids with like dry sandwiches? That dude's fucking killing it. He's like the maestro of like kid fucking. Everyone else is like using candy and ice cream. This guy's rolling up with like dry tuna bread sandwiches, a bag of chips, and a drink. Maybe if you're lucky, you might get fucked with a drink and a bag of chips. Maybe. This dude's pulling down young pussy with Italian cheesy bread. I don't know what fucking kind of bread they use. I eat burgers like a real man. Fucking dick pills. You can't get dick pills. Dick pills are fucking terrifying, right? Dick pills. Like, where's all the extra meat come from when they make dick pills? Does it just go the skin and just like extra foreskin you got now, or like does it just go the meaty part, or like your dick looks like a busted hot dog left in the microwave for too long? Where's that lawsuit at?
John Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. Batshit crazy as always. All right. One more time for John Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. You laugh. Shut up, you laugh. All right. Your next comic, very lovely lady. Give it up for Miss Alyssa Argenzio. Miss Argenzio, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one more time. All right. Your next comic, we very patiently make you laugh. Great dude, great man. Give it up for Mr. Dick Satori. All right, now here's the thing. We're getting to the home stretch of the show. It's been a long one, but people say you've stuck around. Like, God bless both of you and everyone at your table for sticking around. You all stuck around, and you know your next comic. He's been waiting very patiently to make you laugh, and I like saving some really good nuggets of just gold towards the end of the show. So I want you to give this guy his due. So I want to start some clapping, like starting at this end of the bar. Start clapping, all of you. John Thomas, don't be an asshole, start clapping. All the way through the back, All right, now coming up through this side. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Keith Marcell.
I haven't really been waiting patiently to come up here. I've been asleep. The show was 14 fucking hours long. Had to call out of work twice. But give it up for the comedians that came before me. All 4,500 of them. Shit. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? I'm cool. Y'all living a low stress life?
Try.
Me like, I don't know, shit. They changed my schedule at work today. I can't work Thursdays. That's cool. Like the people have a hard time dealing with stress. I have a really easy method to deal with stress. If you don't like a job you go to, don't go to it no more. Don't like a relationship you in, don't be in it no more. Don't like bills that you have to pay, don't pay them no more. Fuck that, I don't pay no bills that stress me out. I don't stress my bill collectors out either. I had some of my bill collectors for so long, I don't even view them as bill collectors no more, I view them as family. And I hope we grow old together. And at this interest rate, we probably will. Well, shit, that's what you need. Like, to enjoy life, you need best friends. And me and Paramount Capital Loan Group are besties. We are. Sometimes they write me letters. Sometimes they come by the house to check on me. Just the other day, they called me. They were like, Mr. Marcell, I want to let you know, this time last year, we loaned you $5,000. Did you forget about us? And I was like, oh? You remember that anniversary. No, I haven't forgot about you. I just want to let you know I will be forever indebted to you in your act of kindness. Well, I ain't paying this shit. They know I ain't had the money. That's why I asked for the money, because I ain't have it. But long story short, with that being said, I recently filed for bankruptcy. Clap for that. A lot of people feel bad when, like my mom, she wanted to console me when I filed for bankruptcy. She came up to me, it's gonna be okay. You'll manage it better next time around. So I'm like, bitch, you don't get your hand off my shoulder. I know it's gonna be okay, because after this shit, wipe off my credit history, I'm gonna have better credit than you. So I'm gonna keep swiping this credit card until Visa comes and get it. I'm all like Walmart. Let me get 14 TVs and 13 slow cookers. And no, I can't afford it, but Visa can. And I will be forever indebted to them in their act of kindness. Thank you. Thank you. I fell asleep. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. This shit has been 14 fucking hours long. My girlfriend's been calling me and shit. What's the bitch name? You ain't been home in 3 days. The bitch name is Jessie. Man, but enjoy life though, for real, seriously, man. One thing to enjoy life, don't watch TV, especially don't watch the news. That shit get you down, like, you know, the whole cop on black shit. That shit get you down, like. But one thing I did do research, and I found out that it only takes you 6 weeks to become a police officer. It takes you 6 weeks. I used to work at Walmart. It took them 6 months to train me on the cash register. But you mean to tell me you can learn how to protect and serve in 6 weeks? It took me 6 months to learn how an EBT transaction works. But you can learn how to protect and serve in 6 months. I mean, in 6 weeks. And then, you know, they didn't wonder why all that shit happened, you know. And as we all know, like, the thing is, like, Walmart associates are better trained than your local police department. And as we all know from going into Walmart associates don't know shit. It doesn't matter what the fuck you ask a Walmart associate, their reply is always this right here. Hold on, let me go get my manager. Doesn't matter what the fuck, you can ask them a simple ass question. That's always the response. Like, sir, where are your bathrooms at? Let me go get my man. I don't even think we sell bathrooms anymore. I think we had a recall on them. You check on aisle 3 beside the coffee. I think that's where they would be at. Yeah, I forgot this shit. But back in it, like, they aren't training like cops like they used to. Like back in the day, like if you wanted to be a cop, you had to want to be a cop since the 1st grade. When the teacher asked you what the fuck you wanted to be when you grow up, you had to say a cop. If you didn't say a cop in the 1st grade, you couldn't be a cop for the rest of your goddamn life. That's how it worked. Now you can be a janitor for 20 years, go to school for 3 months, and become a doctor. Like, how the fuck? There's no relation between the two. I mean, I'm at the hospital with my grand. Another thing I don't respect people who gain their degrees online. I'm at the hospital with my grandmother, and I asked the nurse, I'm like, how did you gain your degree? And she said, I took online classes at the University of Phoenix. And I said, okay, Grandma, get your shit up. We about to go. Because you can't check blood pressure through an app. My name is Keith Marcell. Thank you. I always drink this shit when I come up here. I'm heavy-handed.
Keith Marcell, ladies and gentlemen. God damn it, I love that guy. I love that he will make the people laugh no matter what time of the show it is. I love it. Your next comic, I was able to kind of sneak this guy in kind of at the last second because we had a cancellation, but glad he's able to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Austin Chandler.
Hello there. How you guys doing? Good. So have all y'all been aware of Bernie Sanders? He's running for president. Yeah, go Bernie, yeah. I think his campaign slogan is "Feel the Burn," or it might be, do you feel the burn when you urinate? I don't know if that's quite it. But Bernie Sanders apparently back in the day when he was in college, he wrote a paper about how all women apparently have a rape fantasy. And I don't know what you guys think, but if you're thinking about going into public office, you're running for Senate, running for president, there's a whole variety of topics you can write about. You can write about the environment, you can write about, labor policy, you can write about running for president. Rape fantasy is not one of them. That's like over here. This is the topics you can write about. But Bernie's running. I hope he does a good job. And I hope that if he does get in, that he confronts this whole deal with ISIS. My big question about ISIS is, who the fuck is their marketing guy? Because whoever that guy is, I want to sign him up to be my PR guy. If you know, find me after the show. We can talk. I'll write the guy a blank check. Hopefully the NSA is not watching. But I think that the ISIS marketing guy basically has a strategy similar to a New York City club promoter. Get the women there, and the dudes will come, right? So, because we have these things, we have these people called jihadi Jains, they're from the United States, that go to ISIS to basically breed the new militant Islamists, right? So I think he goes over there and says, hey girl, you got a rape fantasy? You wanna come out? And she's like, yeah, all right, cool, awesome. So she goes out there, and then I'm viewing the commercial kind of like a prescription medicine advertisement in the United States. They give you all the benefits of ISIS, and then they tell you the side effects. So it's like, oh, come join ISIS. You can fuck all the women you want. You have sex all day. Side effects may include living in the desert, not having water, not having food, and getting blown up by American drones. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But seriously, they managed to get all this 100,000 people out to the desert. So I'm switching topics, and the other day I was going to the grocery store because now I have to do that. And I like apples. Does anybody like apples?
Yeah.
Anybody like apples? Yeah. I'm an apple enthusiast. I've recently discovered that I love apples. And I realized that there's so many varieties of apples. Like, you go there, there's like 20 different varieties. It's quite amazing. You can try each one each time you go. I buy them one at a time. So after the 20th trip, I will have tried all the apples. So as I'm going, I try the Gala, I try the Fuji, I'm going through, I'm starting to become an apple connoisseur. And on the 20th day, I'm like, oh my God, red delicious apple? Like, this must be the best fucking apple. Like, it's red and delicious. They named it, like, okay, come on, there's no way this can't be awesome. And by then I'd gotten to be such an apple fiend that like I ate it before I went to the register, and I was just like, yeah, I just ate an apple. I'll pay for it. Here's money. And then they, agree, and we do that whole thing. So I'm sitting there, I grab the Red Delicious, I'm super excited, and I eat into it. It's fucking horrible. Have you guys had Red Delicious? It's the worst. It's the worst fucking apple ever. It's red, but it's not delicious. It tastes like shit. And I realized once again that the ISIS marketing guy has struck. And that's how they got the Red Delicious name. Anyway, thank you guys very much, and have a great night.
All right, Austin Chandler, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. We're getting to the home stretch. Just a few people left. The next comic, he's been actually I think he's been here the last couple times, and I'm really sick he kept coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Patrick Miller.
So, my name is Patrick Miller. I will tell you a little bit about myself. I'm homophobic. Like, in that I broke up with my boyfriend when I found out he was gay. That's 100% true. I'm a bisexual man. I'm currently in a relationship with a woman, and we try to be very progressive about these things. So I call her my partner, and she calls me her fancy boy. So y'all know when you're like taking it really hard up the ass with a strap on? Well, alright, no? No? Sometimes. Well, this was happening to me a little while ago, and the last time it happened, when she pulled out, there was this little, from my asshole, there was this little, and I said, shit, did I just queef? And she said, no, you fucking idiot, you just fucking farted. Like, you get to use that word, that's our word. And I'm like, I didn't correct you when you called that thing between your leg a dick for the past 20 minutes. And it's because gender is irrelevant, you guys. So was that not gross enough? Because I really wanted to talk about my balls. It's like a comic talking about his balls. I understand it's low-hanging fruit, literally, and this is real. Like, I have enormous testicles. I don't mean that I'm like outspoken or bold. I just mean that I have like huge fucking testicles between my legs, and like, I wear tight pants, and it's not really to like show off any meat so much as it is to like really pack in the veg. And like, I'll give you 3 true real life scenarios from my life. I have sat on my balls before. I have kicked myself in the balls before. And whenever I look at new apartments, I have to sit down on the toilet to make sure that they don't drop into the water. And throughout my life, I've never, from a woman, like, received any sort of compliment on my balls. And like, if I'm having sex with a woman consensually, of course, I really enjoy her tits or her ass, I might say something like, "Your tits are amazing," or "I love that ass." And such a compliment has never been reciprocated in regards to my balls. And like I said, I'm a bisexual man. I had my very first homosexual encounter when I was 18 years old, and the very first thing the guy I was hooking up with said when I took my pants off was, "Dude, your balls are awesome." So let's rack one up for the fancy boy right there. Let's get real, y'all. I was talking to this woman recently, and she referred to herself as unconventionally pretty. That's a fucking curveball if I've ever seen one, man. Like you can't agree. You can't say like, yeah, I could see how like most people would not find you attractive and feel kind of weird about it to the point where they would say you were unconventionally pretty. But at the same time, you can't like disagree and say, like, no, you're conventionally pretty. Because isn't that calling her a basic bitch? And I don't know what that means. I assume it's something like taking a Pokemon personality test on Facebook and getting Nurse Joy. Alright, I'll leave you with this. Sylvia Plath actually used the word basic like the way that we use it now about 60 years ago in a journal entry where she was talking about going to a frat party. And she referred to the women at this frat party as being basic, which is rather beautiful. What? Keep talking about Sylvia Plath at a comedy show? Yeah! Do you guys know how Sylvia Plath done killed herself? How'd she do it?
Drown.
She put her head in an oven. But did you know that her widower, Ted Hughes, his second wife did the exact same thing 5 years later? And so, like, there's gotta be, like, I understand that there's, like, some school of thought that thinks that Ted Hughes was a shitty, abusive husband. But there's gotta be, like, an entirely other school of thought that thinks that he kept marrying shitty cooks. Sorry, too soon. My name is Patrick Miller.
All right, Patrick Miller, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're getting towards the end of the show. Your next comic, yeah, we are. Well, all right, so we got 12 comics left. That's all. That's it. That's all we have.
This is why I don't have a gun.
All right, your next comic. I'm very curious what she's gonna say. She seems like a silly goose, but let's make her feel welcome. Give it up for Miss Jamie Larose.
Okay, so I haven't been here for a long time, and everyone usually leaves at the later end, so I signed up for later end because I wanted to be drunk.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Austin. So I told my mother I was doing a comedy night, and I don't know if you talked to your mother about doing comedy nights before, but like, she sent me a ton of jokes, like, I have them on my phone and I don't even have to look because they're jokes that I've heard a million times before in my life. And I was like, okay, please, can you please just stop texting me so I can just chill out for a minute and look at what I'm gonna do. I'm recently single as of just a few days ago, and this is the reason why I'm here. And I know everyone comes here alone, and I come here alone too, so fuck all of you. And so now here I am joining your ranks again and being this single person. So, yeah, I had to go into this room earlier today. Like, I had to sneak into the house. I could take care of my dog in the house where me and my ex-boyfriend used to live. And, I heard some voices, and I heard them very lightly, and I was looking around for 30 seconds, and I wondered if these voices were real. Like, are these real voices that I'm hearing? And I'm like, okay, hold on, don't panic. Look around. Okay, there's gotta be a source, and they're so muted, and I forgot about the dog radio. Like, you leave the radio on for the dog, but for those moments I thought I was insane. And like, you can think about you're insane, like in those moments you're just like, there, you hear those voices. And my mom wouldn't stop sending me those jokes, and she sent me the most terrible jokes because I'm vegan, and she's sending me like these like jokes about women who are having yeast infection and comparing them to like cottage cheese, and I'm like, please, will you just stop calling me right now, because all I'm trying to do is write jokes for this thing I'm going to do tonight. But really, I have gone through 2 broken phones in 3 days, and a lot of broken bones. And I stand here reluctantly, can't even move. And I play a lot of shows here recently. I don't even know why. I think I'm a musician. And really, I came here for comedy night because I realized that maybe I'm not a musician. Because the things that I do are very hilarious. Like, nobody thinks, right. You think you're an amazing musician just standing there doing this prolific thing. You're just like, okay, move the rocks around like this. Move the rocks around the right way. And really, you're just a fuck up. You're just someone who didn't write a thing. Okay, well, I'm getting shut off within 1 minute, but I can see that. I know what the light means. We're all still here. The only people still here are probably doing that. And I really feel terrible that I talk a lot about myself, but I know everyone like relates politics or something else to their set, but I can't focus on anything because all I feel is hate and depression.
Killed Austin.
My life is terrible. Listen to this loudly within a microphone. You can laugh. I've broken ribs and I have broken phones, and here I am just in front of everyone, and Jesse keeps inviting me here, and I had a better set up, but it was like a 2-parter, and I told him about it earlier. And like, if you have a way to explain to me how I could be more funny, please let me know. I'm Jamie Larose, and I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm a terrible comedian.
Jamie Larose, ladies and gentlemen. Let her hear it. This is a nice story. There's nothing wrong with that. A little story time. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Your next comic. This guy came to play. This guy showed up. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fucking show up late. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna tear this motherfucker apart. Here he is right now, Mr. Tom Hall!
Hey y'all. I don't like this light. So I like to stand over here when I tell jokes here at McCormack's. I do like McCormack's. I do hate Choco Bottom though. It's just like every time I come down here, I feel like I have to pack my bags and kiss my family goodbye. Guys, I live near Virginia Center Commons, so whenever I come out here, it's just like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna get shot, I'm gonna get stabbed. What do I want to eat after this? I'm pretty hungry, and I already had Taco Bell, so I know that's out of the question. There's a McDonald's down the street, but I'm not necessarily in the mood for double cheeseburgers and stuff like that. What do I want to eat? Stop talking and answer my goddamn question. I was at an ice cream shop the other day. And I saw something that was beautiful. You know when you see a kid make an idiot out of themselves and they realize it for the first time? It's like the look on their face. It's like someone sneezing while they're driving. It's just like, fuck! I just did that, I could have died. But everything's fine and they grow up. And then this kid, he was eating an ice cream. He was eating it was a gigantic ball of ice cream. Like probably half the size, I'm not gonna exaggerate. It was like the size of a softball, which is a lot of ice cream for a kid. He was eating it out of a cone with a spoon, respectful. I was into it. That's not the greatest part about it. He was drinking water with it. And that's where I realized that's where my parents went wrong, is they let me drink soda when I ate ice cream. And that's why I'm such a piece of shit right now. Woo! Woo! Let's give it up for Patrick Miller, huh? He and I are wearing the same underwear. They're both blue. Hanes. What do you guys do when you go to work? I don't actually care.
Pour drinks.
Pour drinks.
Pour a lot of drinks. Pour a lot of drinks.
Hate people.
I like how I started this set and now all you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. It's really taking the pressure off me, so keep going. Just keep talking, it's fine. Tonight I went to work and I thought I was gonna have to do a lot of work, but I was training someone. So what that meant is I got to drink a lot of beer and go to Taco Bell halfway through my shift. So that was pretty tight. And I don't know, the game of life, that was a game I used to play a lot when I was a child. And I really liked it because I was like, oh, this is gonna teach me how to do things. It's like I would go to college, and then I'd become a doctor, and then I'd get married, and I'd have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, because that's the American dream. And then I realized that kind of fucked me over, because like I was so pumped on like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be my life. And now I'm getting drunk at work, and then coming to the bottom on a Wednesday night. And then that like I wrote that about a year ago, and ever since then I've just been thinking about other board games I played wrong as a kid, like the game of Risk. I used to play that very aggressively. I used to take over Australia and then work my way east, and I would always win. No one could fuck with me. But now it's like I'm a very passive person. I'm very scared of most things in my life, like anything different, I'm not gonna take a risk. The game of Operation, I used to have a very steady hand, and now I've had so many drugs in my system that I'm very shaky, and if I were a doctor, I would just kill anyone. I started this set off really strong. Can you guys just talk amongst yourselves again? That was really good for me. You guys talk to each other, don't listen to me. Patrick, talk to the guy behind you. Girl, that was before me, talk to Patrick behind you. Alyssa, Alana, you guys talk. Dick, talk to me. Silver, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, camera. Austin, how's it going?
Awesome.
Good, I'm glad.
Were you really good at sorry, but now you're not sorry anymore?
Damn it, that was one of them.
Ah, nice.
Also, fun getting into trouble. Alyssa, you got the bell during my set. Alright guys, I've been Jacob McFadden, and I will see you guys at Pie on Saturday.
Alright, give it up for Jacob McFadden, ladies and gentlemen. Let Tom Hall hear it. Yeah, I think you should. We got one last comic for you, and you know what? These fuckers can just stand out there. No, you guys can just stand out there, miss your last comic, You're not gonna want to miss your last comic because he's incredible. He's magical. He's a lovely human being. I always like it when he closes out the show because it's just fun for me to watch. To be honest, it's totally selfish. But anyway, give it up for Mr. Patrick Buhse. Hey everybody!
Gives a shit about tonight. I was peeing in the bathroom recently.
We're supposed to do it.
Hey, there's a show going on, y'all. Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Austin, for ruining my set. I was peeing in the bathroom recently. It was about 5 minutes ago. And I had my phone out. I was looking at Facebook because Daddy's got a shy bladder. And I saw on there somebody posted, American Dad's on. Yay! And if you ever want to let everybody in your friends group know that you have nothing going on in your life, please do that. Please. My mom is a great person, I think. I don't know. I don't really know what she does for a living. Can you just press play movie on the fucking screen? I'm so tired of looking at this. Please. Mom's a great person. I don't know what she fucking does, but I know that she is great at taking opportune times to call me a faggot. Like, every time that I dress up in a shirt that is a button-up shirt, she goes, oh, that's Patrick. He's a little bit of a faggot. And I go, thanks, Mom. You have 2 other sons that you love more, but you know, I'm here too. And I'm living with them again because I'm trying to move and apparently I can't save money on my own. So recently I wore a shirt and I was like, my mom is at the store. It's gonna work out great, you know? And I went upstairs and I was about to walk out the door and then she swooped out of the ceiling like a fucking phantom and was just like, you look like a faggot. And I was just like, great. Can I go to the store and buy your pills now? Please? Maybe I'll leave out the one about memory, you know? So next time you can call one of the other 2 brothers a faggot. So we can have balance. Silence, alright. Anybody else in here ever been a 25-year-old white delivery driver? Woo! It's fucking great. Basically what that means is that I'm living up to my full potential as a white male. And I love going to like places like Rockets Landing, which is right down there. If you don't know about it, you have to have a car. If you go down there, they have codes on the outside of the building to get into the apartment complexes. And then sometimes you'll deliver a pizza there, and the lady will just be like, here's the code. Here's the code, stranger. You can come in and deliver the pizza. So basically, this person is just weighing their options. They're like, pizza that I kind of want on a Wednesday because I'm drunk right now. The blood of everybody in this building. Cheesy bread that's gonna stop me up tomorrow. Some of these people have children. And it always wins out with pizza. Because guess what? A pizza is better than a child. You made poor decisions. Enjoy life. I think. This is going well. What else do I have? I started dating somebody recently. Clap. I'm gonna tell y'all to fucking clap. Clap. Clap for me. I started dating somebody recently, but I only spend my time during the week in bars. So I have no dating options really, except for like, do you want to drink a PBR with me in this bar that you can't pee in because there's spray paint that says I'll fuck your mother behind you? And I tried to class it up. I was like, rather than bar hopping, what are we gonna do for our first date? Well, for our first date, we're gonna go winery hopping. That's classy. That's a classy alcoholic, I think. You know? And what's great about winery hopping is you can pay for a glass of wine and it costs the exact same amount. But if you're dressed like this, you can make old white people uncomfortable for free. And I think that's great. I think as you move from winery to winery, it gets better and better. Because eventually you can show you have great parent skills. You just find an old white dude and you sit on his lap and you go, I'm your son now. And he stares at you and he goes, my son's been dead for 10 years. And you stare back at him because you have confidence. And you say, I believe in reincarnation. And then you marry the girl that you were there with because she respects you. Who fucking knows? I did a room tonight where I got made fun of for being a white person for about 20 minutes, so that was good. Great. I tried to quit drinking recently. Fuck you, Austin. It lasted for about 3 days, which is way better than any of you motherfuckers seem to be doing at the moment, so go fuck yourselves. And in that time, I was calling my grandma a lot, because it turns out that when you're sober, talking to your friends is a fucking chore. So I was talking to my grandma, and I was like, hey, Grams, I tried to quit drinking recently, aren't you proud of me? And she was like, oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. And I said, you have to say it with that sarcastic tone, bitch. And she was like, no, it's interesting. And I was like, what's interesting about it? And she was like, you know, been on this planet for about 82 years now. We got a huge family tree. I knew there'd be a pussy in the family eventually, I just didn't think it was gonna be you. And I was like, that is fucked up. Fuck you. And she was like, no, don't even worry about it. Your grandpa, my husband, drank through 9 heart attacks before the liquor took him. And I was like, yeah, but that's ill-advised because he died at the end of that story. And she was like, yeah, but he died a fucking warrior instead of a pussy like you. And I was like, I may be a pussy grandma, but at least I won't die alone, bitch. And that is how all my conversations with my grandma have been ending recently. But I'm a huge fan of Richmond history, so I know that it's a fact that if you burn down bridges before you build them back up again, it works out in the end. No racism. I don't know. I'm glad that I'm dating now. Because dating before, like when I tried to get back into it, it was all about online dating. And you know, like, I kind of understand Tinder, but I also think it's like a less courteous form of prostitution. You know, because at least with a prostitute, whoever shows up that night, you gotta be friends with for about 16 hours before she leaves. She's gonna find you on Facebook the next day. With Tinder, it's just like swipe, 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 freckles, fuck no. Swipe, 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 skin tone, dad wouldn't like that. Swipe, 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 you. You look exactly like the person I've had in my head since I was 8 years old. And that shit is not gonna work out for me, because David Bowie is most definitely not on Tinder. I am not gonna find my star man. And what people don't understand about Tinder is it just keeps growing. I meant technology. Technology just keeps growing and building and improving, and until one day it's not even gonna be about relationships anymore. It's just gonna be a girl like typing in traits that she wants into her phone. Like 6'2", 12-inch dick, must have lasers coming out of his eyes to bring the party, and must have the innate ability to power wash the pussy. And then she presses a button, this dude pops up, and he's just like 6'2", he's got lasers coming out of his eyes, we already covered that shit. And he's just like, hello, my name is Rex Flood, and I've arrived to power wash your pussy. And that's the end of that joke, but y'all should be doing fucking jumping jacks right now, because I just gave you power wash the pussy, and you can use that for the rest of your life. Look, next time you're at dinner with your parents and they're not talking about shit that you want to hear, drop Power Wash the Pussy. I bet they drop you as a child in general. Thank you all. I'm Patrick Buhse. Have a good night.
All right, Patrick Buhse, ladies and gentlemen. Let the man hear it. Closing out the show. And that was Comedy McCormack's. Jesus Christ. All of you stuck around for a 12-hour show, and I'm so thankful that all of you did that. God bless you. God bless America. We'll be back on September 23rd, so come back, tell your friends, tell everybody. We'll be back. There'll be just as much fun people. Austin's cut me off, but here's the thing about Austin. He's still bartending until last call, so keep drinking. Tip Austin a lot of money. Have fun, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Bye.